So this idea that people want to quit their job, they hate their job, and actually Washington Post reported that only 13% of people actually like their job. Super sad statistic. I can speak, but that's really sad if that's true. And I think that might be true, that only 13% of people like their job, but out of the remainder of people, I highly doubt that it's 87% of people hate their job. I think that there's a small percentage of people that hate their job, and then everybody else, there's probably a huge, like 70% of those people are probably, they just meh. That's how they go through their day, which to me is worse. If you hate your job, you're like, and you have this passion about it, at least that's going to move you towards something. I mean, hate and love are, two sides of the same stick. And when you hate something, you're propelled to do something about it. When something's really awful, you get, even I think anger is far better of emotion than despair. Because when you get into despair, you get into depression, and you get into so you're not doing anything, which is far worse. At least if you're angry and you're like, and you're passionate, you're going to do something about it, right? So I think, I don't know this for sure, it's just intuition. They're coming. Here they come. My mother used to do that all the time. They're coming to take me away. It was weird, little mom moment there. But for those people that are just like, whatever, I'm just gonna go to my work, that's worse, because then you could circle in that for years without actually doing something about it. So we want to be a place where we want to turn this on its head a little bit. We feel that if you're a writer or a reader or a filmmaker or anything in entertainment or a musician or whatever it is, and you're wanting to do your craft, this idea that you need to quit that day job, and this idea too that it comes with, okay, so let me know if the helicopter is just way too annoying and loud. It's annoying me. Welcome to Los Angeles, peoples. This is the life of LA. It's so glamorous. The first night that I moved here, I called my mom, and she was, of course, worried, sick, because her daughter went off to LA. And I was like, things are fine. And there was just a mass of things of helicopters right over me. She's like, are those helicopters? No, it's just the TV, Mom. Anyway, I'm used to it now. And I was like, psh. But for those people that are just kind of circling their job, we kind of wanted to turn this on its head a little bit, talk about it a little bit. We feel that there's this kind of movement that you see, and you kind of see it on Instagram a lot, of people like renting the Lamborghini and standing by it and being like, hey, you can be rich like me. It's like this weird, thing about quit your job, quit that day job, screw the 9 to 5, take this job and shove it. All these, there's even songs, like all this stuff about, hating your job, and like you're gonna show them, you're gonna quit, and you're gonna slam the door and walk out, and I'm always like, okay, why are you so angry at your job? Like, you chose that job. Like, what's up with that? And I think we do get angry at things when we're actually the one that's responsible. That's when we're the angriest. The more angry you get at something, it's because it's reflecting back to you something that you don't like about yourself, in my little humble opinion there. But I think that's one of the reasons why we get so angry and we're going to quit this job. It's like, that job is providing you security. So we want you to embrace that job. We want you to embrace that 9 to 5 job and really come at this job as from a place of gratitude, a place of, it is providing you this base, this place where you can start from it all. And then once you can kind of look at it in that way, and I've been in jobs that I've hated, and I've been in jobs where I felt marginalized, and I've been in these places, and I realized, it's a really long story I'm not going to go into now, but I realized in how I was showing up in that job was not the model employee, was just like, this is stupid, and who wants to hire someone like that? If you show up in that way, it's going to be awful. You're creating this environment for yourself. And so if you can flip that, and you can start looking at your job, number one, look at that job to see, why did that company start? Because people don't just start companies willy-nilly. There's a reason they started that company. So why did they start that company, and what was their original intention for it? Because if you can kind of get a handle on that, it might inspire you to go, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Or, oh, wow, they're actually providing a service, or whatever it might be. So you can kind of see, find the origin story of wherever it is that you're working that you're not liking. So once you can kind of do that, and then you can start looking for opportunities within the job. If it's a corporation, or many jobs offer all kinds of trainings, if you can use that training, at the very least, start exploring as many positions as you can so that you can learn about them for your screenplay, so that you can write more characters and learn more things about how more people behave. You can look at the people that drive you nuts and be like, oh, what kind of character can I write? I can put that person right in my screenplay. And then you're coming to work for recon, right? You're like coming going, oh, I wonder what crazy thing they'll do today and I should write about it. It's like, there's just so many resources. Who are the people at work that actually inspire you? And, when I was not liking this job, I'd come in and shut my door and I didn't want to get engaged with anyone. Of course, I was miserable. So if you open that door and you start to make friends and you start to get to know the people at your work, it'll just be a nicer day, and you'll get more fuel, you'll get more ideas, you'll just get more life. And that can actually really influence your work. And as a reader, if you've had more experience, if you're working some day job while you're trying to figure this out, you can take all of those experiences, and those are the things that you can use as suggestions on how to improve screenplays. As a producer, also, if there's people at your work that are driving you nuts, you think that you're going to you think you're going to become an actor and get hired on the set and everybody's just going to be so lovely. You think that you're going to, write your screenplay and then you're going to win your Oscar and the world's just going to be so lovely. And that's one of the things, is that we really feel acting, especially, anything. When you get a lot of success, sometimes it can be really isolating and people can turn on you, and it's really bizarre because people are people are people. Doesn't matter what you're doing. There's going to be people that drive you crazy no matter where you are. So if you're at your job thinking, I just need to quit this job and then it's all going to be better. That's how people sound. That's how I was. The wonk wonk people. Wonk wonk wonk. If you're like that, when you quit that job and you go somewhere else, you know what? It's going to be Groundhog Day. It's going to repeat itself until you learn that lesson. And so the more that you can learn that lesson in the environment you're in, once you get that kind of base understanding of it, then you start to plan. And if you just sit going, oh, I hate this job, I just need, rescue me. And I think a lot of people live in that space as well. It's just like aviation day. So, I'm sort of close to an airport, but it's usually not this bad. What time is it? So if once you have that base of sort of appreciating your job, then you can take and start to plan. You can start to say, okay, work your way backwards. How much money do I need, or what do I need to be doing in order to do the thing that it is that you want to do, to be able to write full time or whatever it is. And I love Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love. She talked about how her job was her fuel to write. She never looked at her writing as the fuel to live. And I absolutely love that, right? So she didn't put this pressure on her writing to be the thing. She got other jobs so she didn't have to think about her income or whatever, so she could write. I absolutely love that perspective. And if you can have that perspective to where this thing is providing you the ability to write, then you can start working your way backwards, planning where it is you want to end up, how long do you think it will take you, how much do you think you need to do that, what do you need to earn, and you can work your way backwards. And then you have a plan. And the minute you have a plan, life becomes so much easier, because now you have a plan. And now it's not like you're stuck. This is your base. It's like when people say they have a fixed income. I totally just don't even believe in that. You don't have a fixed income. You have a base income. That's some money you can count on. It's awesome. You can count on that money. It's fixed. It's fixed. It's like, I don't believe in fixed anything as part of it, but it's a base thing. It's a fixed amount of money. Sorry. It's a fixed amount of money that comes in every month, and then you can add to it. It's like, it doesn't have to be the ceiling. It can be the floor. I get so many people let that limit them. Well, I can't do that because I have a fixed income. And I'm always like, yeah, okay, that's your start. Now let's what else can we do to move that up? So it's that same idea with your job. Whatever it is, it's your base. It's just your little home spot. You're gonna sit there for a little while your creative brain, because you're all creatives if you're in here, is like, that's how it sounds. So that's our message for today. I hope that it's helping. I'm glad that it's good tips. Yay, that's what we want. We want to be able to just give you a little tidbit that you can hang on to, so to make your life a little better, life a little easier, to get you out there writing, get you out there reading, get you out there being your creative self, whatever it is that you do. You are all creatives or you wouldn't be in here. So we are super inspired by you. We will be back next week. Next week, we're going to talk about, this is all, we're just figuring out how to do all this. So next week, we're going to talk about who is your audience. Interesting. For those of you who just heard me talk about that. Okay, so we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we have a podcast, and we have a guest on our podcast who's fabulous this week. So check it all out. Check out the handout. Download that handout, do the exercises, and let us know how it goes, let us know. And we have here on Instagram, she says with confidence, perhaps, did I post it? I'll double check. We did vision boards, and we still would love to see vision boards. So if you have a vision board, tag us, because we'd love to see your vision board. So we did that topic a couple weeks ago. So having a great time, loving you guys. Can't wait to see you next time. We'll see you next week when we talk about who's your audience. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.